How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be replacing a thermostat. It's something that you can do really easy. If you call a AC company or something, they're going to charge you anywhere from $80 to $150 to replace it, plus the price of the thermostat. This is something that anybody could do at home pretty easy. Basically, all you need is like a Phillips head screwdriver, Phillips flathead screwdriver, maybe a drill, depending on if you got to remount it if the holes don't match up. But let me show you how to do this. It's going to be really easy. Alright, this is the current thermostat, and it's working right now, but it's got some bad connections or something. It works sometimes it cuts out. As you can see, it's pretty old, it's a little dingy. But we're going to be replacing it with this new Honeywell thermostat. It's non-programmable, just your basic digital thermostat. And like I said, all you're going to need is a couple screwdrivers, maybe a drill if you got to remount if you've got to move your mounting, which on this one I might, so I might have to run out and grab a drill. The first thing you're going to want to do is come to your power panel and shut off anything to do with your air conditioner. And basically on mine, it's this whole right side. So that's off. Now the power should be cut to the AC unit, and it's not for some reason. So let me go back and double check we got them all. Okay, that should be all of them. Why is the power still on? Okay. Alright, it just took it a minute to shut off, but that's it. There's no power to it now, so you can remove this plate. Basically, you're just going to pop it off from the bottom. And you can see the board's a little dirty, and there's all your wires here. You're going to have different wires, different colors, and they all going to do something different. Basically, the easiest way to do this, if you have enough wire, is to unmount it from the wall, leave your wires connected, and take them loose one by one, connect them to your new board. This actually comes with a wire labeling. It's little stickers you can peel off and put on each individual wire. I've never used that before, so I think we'll try it out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I got two screws, one in here and the one over here that have it mounted to the wall. I'm going to get those taken loose right quick. Alright, so now it's loose from the wall. Like I said, normally you'll have enough wire in here that this can be pulled out some. You can take each individual wire loose and reconnect it to your new one. That way you know for sure you're not crossing any of the wires, getting them connected back wrong. Okay, so I'm actually not going to use the labels this time. I'm just going to do it the way I normally do. I'm going to come in and start with my top wire here. This is a C. So you're going to unhook this. Well, I can get my screwdriver on it. Alright, pretty tight. And I'm just going to pull this screw all the way out. You don't really have to, it'll slip out, but it's going to be easier for the way I'm doing this. Alright, screws out. I can pop that wire loose, pull it out the back. Kind of tangled in these other wires. Alright. Alright, now I got it loose. I don't know if you can see that. But I'm going to go ahead and grab my other little board here. This is to the new one. Now I'm going to look on here. That was connected to C. And you're going to see C is right here. And these, on this one, it feeds through the back. Oh, it feeds through the back here. And then you stick them into these little holes. You have to push this tab down here and it'll open up. You can slide it in that hole. When you let go, it locks it into place, so there's no screws. Alright, I got that straightened out. Now we're going to go to, might have to open this up a little bit. A little more wire to work with. Okay. Now we're going to come in here and it's going to go into C. Press that down, I slide it in, give it a little tug, make sure it's good and tight, not coming loose. Alright, then I'm going to go to my next wire. And on this one, my next wire is W2. So it's 2 white wires. Get them loose. Well, this will cooperate with me. Alright, got those loose. I'm going to do the same thing. Get them out. Pull them through the back. Okay, now on W2, I got one wire that's actually coming out of the wall. Then I've got a jumper wire. It's going from E to W2. So I'm going to unhook E and run it from W2 to E. The only problem is I'm not seeing an E on this new board. Okay, sorry, here it is. It's on the inside. E there, W2 here. So that W2 is your auxiliary. I'm not really sure what E is, but they're connected, so we need to put those back the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and take E loose, since it's just a jumper wire. Alright, that's loose. Pull that out. Since I got 2 wires here, you can stick a wire in through this top here. Well, it's not grabbing it. That's a really small gauge wire. Let's try to do it on the side. We'll stick it in through the side here, and we'll come back and jump it into E. So now W2 and E are connected like they were on the other panel. We're going to find this white wire. Okay, here's my white wire. Straighten it out. And this one needs to go into W2. Alright, like I was trying to show you before, you can stick these wires, there's a hole here in the front, and they can be stuck through the side or they can go through the front. Either way, whatever's easiest for you. It'll be easier to do one or the other on certain systems, just depending on the way the wires ran. We're going to stick that into W2. Well, okay, maybe this one's not designed to do that. Alright, let's figure this out. Normally you can stick them in through the side or the top. It's got the hole to do it, but it's not gripping the wire good. So let's just see if we can't get it to go into W2. Alright, we got enough wire. Try to move that jumper wire over a little and stick this one in with it. Alright, now we got that one stuck into the side of W2. Give it a little tug, make sure it's tight. You don't want any of these wires to be loose. If they're not completely tied up in there, you can cause problems. It can be a fire hazard, but it can also fry your board. You just want to make sure you got them tight. With these new ones, the way you just push in and they lock down, it's fairly easy. We're going to do the same thing to our next wire, the red one here. Now see, a lot of these wires, you're going to have multiple colors depending on the way yours is wired. Some of them you'll have 2 whites, 2 reds. So you want to, like I said, either you want to make sure you label these wires or you want to do them one at a time, pulling them loose so you don't get them crossed up, mixed up, anything like that. Alright, the red wire is loose. We're going to pull it out the back. Try to straighten it out a little. And the red wire was going to R, so that's pretty easy, red to R. We're going to pull it through the back of this. We're going to feed it into R right here. Give it a little push, it's in good. A little tug, it's tight. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. We got G for green. Alright, got our green wire loose. Same thing, push it through. Pull it out the back. I'm a little tangled up here. Alright, there we go. Alright, straighten that out a little. Look for G on our board. Okay, G's right here next to the blue wire. This one's a little tricky because it's bent the other way, the way I need it to go, so we got to bend it back. I'm going to move the blue wire out of the way a little, feed it in. Oh, I got to get under my white wire. Alright, there we go. We're going to go into G, green for G. Alright, give it a little tug, it's good and tight. Alright, and this next red wire, maybe it's an orange color, it's faded, it's hard to tell. It's red to me. It was in O/B. Alright, pull it out the back, same deal. I got my wires a little tangled, so I'm gonna, here we go. I'm gonna go into O/B. Okay, why is that one not going? Alright, this red wire here was a little harder to get in. It's a little bigger gauge wire, but it went in, it's tight. Now it's our last one, which is the yellow. It's on the Y. So we're going to loosen it. Same deal. And basically, like I said, you're doing these one at a time. Makes it easy. You pull your wire, go to the corresponding spot on the new board, I guess is what this is. Okay, and we were on just Y, not Y2. There's two of those. Come in right here, try to bend this the right way. We're going to stick it into Y. Alright, it's in there, give it a good tug, it's good and tight. Okay, now at this point, basically, all you got to do now is you're going to push your wires back in. You're going to mount this bracket. Now this is where I said you may need a drill. You come with these, or this one did at least, it comes with these little sheetrock anchors. Now, if yours don't come with it, you can find these. Any hardware store will have them. I mean, anywhere that sells any kind of hardware stuff, you can probably find these at Walmart or even Dollar General. But definitely a Home Depot, Lowe's, hardware store is going to have them. Now, this is the part where you're going to need a drill. Now, it can be done without a drill, and I can show you how to do that. Or I can go get my drill and drill these out. And you want to drill it out just a little smaller than what these size are. You pull your drill bit out, match them up, find one just a little smaller, drill your holes. You put these up to the wall, mark it, drill your holes where you're marked, and that'll allow your screw to go into this and hold into that sheetrock. These kind of open up as it goes, the screw goes into it, so it grabs hold of that sheetrock and not leaving you a hole like where you got here, where somebody here just screwed the screw straight into the sheetrock, didn't use an anchor. Now, yeah, I don't know if you noticed at first, but that old one, it was actually loose in this side here. It wouldn't tighten up because they were just drilling straight into the sheetrock. So I'm going to run and grab my drill, and we'll use these anchors. Make sure we got it good and tight. Alright, so I got my drill. I'm going to get these open. Try to get one of these anchors out. There we go. Alright. So all it is a little plastic anchor. I don't know if you can see, but it's got these little wings that open up as you, see if I can get the camera to focus. See that there? The little wings open up as you drill into it, so it grabs hold. And then also this bottom, as the screw goes between, you see how that split? That'll open up. So let me find a drill bit that's about that size. Like I said, you want to go a little smaller. Let's see, I can see it on both sides, so that's about the size I want. Just for the sake of showing you how to do this, if you don't have a drill, it can be done without it, and you can use these anchors still. Let's see. Alright, now if you don't have a drill, and you want to do this, save yourself that money. The money you save will buy you a drill. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to get this in place. That's about where I want it. I'm going to mark one there, and one there. Alright, for the sake of you don't have a drill, you can do this with a screwdriver. And what you're going to do, you're going to take your screw, put it on your mark, and you're going to start screwing it in. We're going to hope that you don't hit a stud with a screwdriver. If you do, you're going to have to go buy that drill I was talking about. Alright. Now, once it's gotten started, you're going to just kind of, there we go, wiggle it back and forth till the screw goes in. And you're going to want to pull that screw back out. Alright. I don't know if you can see. That's where I put that screw in. And when I pulled it back out, the ridge of the screw grabs onto the sheetrock, so it pulls some of the sheetrock out. Now, that's really the hole you want to be a little bigger, and you can work that screw back and forth to make it work. I think we can get the anchor in. You're going to start it, and you're just going to push it in. So, technically, you don't have to have a drill. You can make it work without the drill. Done it 100 times. Okay, but since I've got a drill, I'm going to use it. It's a little faster. Alright, so I'm going to come here on my mark. I'm going to make a hole for the anchor. We don't need to go in deep. We don't want to try not to hit none of these wires. Do the same for this side. Alright. Now the same thing, we're just going to pop these anchors in, give it a little wiggle, and, well, this anchor is not wanting to go. Alright, let's pull that back out. I'm not sure if I'm hitting something or if the hole just isn't quite big enough. Let's see, there's nothing in there I'm hitting. I'll waller my hole just a little bit. Try it again. Alright, there it goes. Hole just wasn't quite big enough. Do the same to this side. We'll have to make this hole just a little bigger. Waller it out a little bit. Drywall anchor in. Give it a good push. It's flush to the wall. And everything should line up. Alright, now, like I said, these anchors, the screw's just going to go into the anchor. Find the hole. And as you tighten it, it'll open these anchors up. Well, okay. Oh, that's not good. Alright, so we've run into a problem. This drywall anchor actually broke loose from the drywall. It didn't grab good. Happens sometimes. I think the main culprit was I didn't clean this sheetrock dust out of my screw. But since I do a lot of this stuff, I've got drywall anchors. So I'm going to run and get those. I'll be right back. Alright, so since my drywall anchor stripped out, I'm pulling it out. And we're using the yellow. They go color by size. The next size up will be white. Now, you can buy these kits anywhere also. I bought this, I think, at Home Depot. Probably under $10. And it's all different size drywall anchors and screws. So we're going to go up to the next one since the yellow's stripped out. We're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to pop that in. Okay, and the white is actually still a little too small. So we'll go up to the blue, which is the next size. That one's still kind of loose, but I think it'll work. Okay. Now, since I switched the size of the anchor, I'm switching the size of the screw. So it opens this anchor up good. I could probably use that screw for this anchor, but if I want it to anchor down real good and be tight, not be loose, so I'm going to use the next size screw up, just so I know it opens that anchor up good. Now I'm trying to make sure that my other holes are lining up while I'm tightening this down. I don't want to get this too tight and the other one's not line up. Alright, let me find my screws. Alright, now back to this. This one's a little off. I don't know how I got a little off. Probably changing the size of that anchor. It changed my middle a little bit. But we can make it work. Get it started by hand and just screw it on in. You're probably asking yourself, he's got a drill, why is he screwing these in by hand? These drywall anchors, if you can do it by hand, I always do. Sometimes you'll go to start it with your drill, and how I stripped out that first one, your drill will want to turn the anchor instead of the screw itself. It'll bite down, the screw will bite down into the anchor, and it'll turn the anchor instead of the screw. Once that happens, then you're going to have to do like I did and switch to a bigger size anchor. So if you can do it by hand, do it. We want to go ahead and get these pretty tight. Alright, we got that one flush up to the wall. We'll come back to this side. Now if you're real anal about it, or if you're doing this for somebody else, you come in, flip this, run your level, and make sure you got it perfectly straight. I'm doing this for myself, and I'm just going to eyeball it. That looks pretty good. So we're just going to go ahead and tighten the rest of these down. Alright. That's good and snug up on the wall. Alright. So now, all we got left to do, we're going to stick this new thermostat on. Now, you got to get these lined up just right. There we go. Alright. Now, as you can see, not all thermostats are the same size. So this left a gap here. Now I can either fix this with a little sheetrock mud and some paint, or I can move this thermostat over. I think we're going to leave it for now, and I'll fix it with some sheetrock mud, give it a little paint. But we're going to come back in here and turn our breaker back on. Make sure you turn on everything you turned off. Alright, they're all back on. Close this up. Now we should have power coming. Sometimes take just a minute. Okay. Alright, so the power's not kicked on yet. Alright, let's pull this thing back off. Make sure there's no... Oh, okay. So I made a mistake buying this. Didn't realize it when I bought it until just now. This one actually takes batteries. Most of them don't. Or most of the ones I've installed don't. So I gotta go find some AA batteries. Give me just a second. Alright, so this one takes batteries, which I did not want, but I guess I didn't read the package very good. Two AA's. They should last a good long time. This thing doesn't use a whole lot of power. I got my batteries in. Alright, now let's mount her back to the wall. Alright, now we should be good. Now I'll have to read the book on this about programming it, but that should get you a new thermostat put in and should save you anywhere from, like I said, $80 to $150. Alright, so I had to read the book to get this thing programmed just right. We got it going. It got up to about 82 degrees. It's pretty warm today. You can see it's running now. We're back down to 79 and it'll continue to drop. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. See you on the next video.